I'm about to type in the comment section, hello, when I can actually just say it. Hi, everybody. Hey, Tracy. Thanks for liking Big Brother. Too blessed to be stressed. Thank you for joining us, Bridget and Barbara. Hello, everybody. So I'm over here about to start typing. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't have to. I'm about to type in the comment section. Let me turn that off. So just so I can keep an eye on likes and how many people are watching. I have multiple screens, so I do a lot. I do a lot. Yes, Deanne. Happy Sunday. Do y'all want to get this Young the Wrestlers out the way? Because that is the soap that nobody's watching really. Well, I should say they're not commenting on it. The show ain't dropping spoilers. They just give you like little tidbits. I can tell you on Thursday, Victor will finally tell whatever this huge secret is. Don't know what it is yet. I'll know Wednesday. I'll look at the advanced episode. But how are y'all liking the Young and Restless Flashback Fridays? Is this something you enjoy? If they run out of episodes, you're going to get a lot more of it. So what do you guys think about Friday Flashback? Nate and Amanda, they just keep saying it's going to be a triangle between Nate, Amanda, and Billy. That's really just getting started, Tracy. I'm sure, I guess they're going to say Hope actually did it. So rumors going around is Adam's not really his son, which wouldn't make any sense that Victor would do all of this for a kid that's not his. Or Hope did it by accident or something, and he helped Hope cover it up. Or who knows, maybe even Adam did it and blocked it out. You never know. Okay. So, okay, CZ fam. You got your shout out. And we're going to go to Tracy. I think that the moment it was revealed that Michelle was coming back to Young and Restless, people were excited at the idea of Devon and Hillary, especially since they weren't doing anything with Devon and Elena. And she came back in September, and they're only now in April when they're about to run out of episodes, even showing him being a little bit jealous of Nate and Amanda, which should have happened probably in November sweeps. You're welcome, CZ fam. I agree. There's a lot that doesn't make sense. Hello, Carolyn. Hi, Chanel. So, I'm assuming that Barbara is saying a lot of the storylines on Young and Restless don't make sense. I see now that Lola went to Miami for an emergency. I'm guessing that's probably where the rumor started that she and Theo were fired, because that some probably got their hands on that spoiler that she had to go to Miami for emergency. She said she'd be back. They're saying they're not fired, so I'm guessing that's where the origin of that rumor started. Violet says she can't see or hear me. I have on my other screen. I can see me. I can hear me. That's why I turned the volume off. Is anybody else having problems seeing or hearing me? Oh yeah, Angela, that is the other thing that I was thinking about. That the girl could potentially be Victor's daughter. I don't know what age wise that would put her in line to be. Would she be? Is she older than Victoria? I don't know. The, Tracy, let me tell you, when Devon opened that door and saw Hillary look-alike, that should have been a huge beginning of a huge storyline. Instead, they didn't care about the character, so they had everybody else working with Amanda, but him, developing storylines with him, developing the storyline with Billy, all the things that people really didn't want. Putting her with all the players she normally wasn't with. Um, but she came back because fans missed her for specific reasons, and they ignored those reasons, and they still continue to ignore those reasons. Well, I think the whole storyline is a dream, so we'll see in a month or two whether or not, probably in May, we'll find out if all this was a dream or not. But right now, they're acting like this is like canon, but there's supposed to be some big twist down the line. This was supposed to happen before the Olympics as a cliffhanger, and then in 2 weeks we were supposed to find out what was the real deal, which I'm assuming is the reveal that this whole year has been a dream. But we'll see. Any other Young and the Restless questions? I know it's only 10 minutes in, but any other Young and the Restless questions? Well, the thing is, I think that he told Nikki the whole truth, but he told her off camera, and then we learned the secret on Thursday. So I don't think he half truthed it, because whatever the truth is going to be, it was setting up sweeps. Well, the whole thing is, I guess Billy and Kane were the longest running interracial couple that was being written for. Um, but as a rule, a lot of these soap writers don't typically put a lot of energy into interracial couples. They also don't put a lot of energy into gay couples. We see that with soaps across the board, General Hospital, Young and Restless. Only soap that's given real traction to a gay couple is Will and Sunny on Days of Our Lives, and they're getting fired in September. So, um, we're still talking about Young and Restless, but I think a lot of people aren't happy with the Sally and Flo storyline. I think they're rushing through it since the doctor knocks Flo out, and how Sally can explain that. So when you say you got to be kidding, which thing are you referencing? That's why I'm trying to stay on one soap at a time, because I'm gonna get lost. But Angela, I'm thinking of it from a writer point of view, not a character point of view, because Victor has been written by many writers, which means how what he does is on the whim of the writer. I think they're focusing on a big twist secret, and that is what we're going to get on Thursday. I don't think they're going to be holding back the secret, or just because it sweeps. So when you think of Victor, you can't just think of him as a character that has a consistent personality, because we know that Victor's personality has changed dramatically from when I first started watching, where he was a major character, scheming, plotting, everything. The current Victor is in retirement. Do you really think Eric Braden wants a storyline where Victor's being is retired and he just spends his days drinking and boxing? That's basically what he does. So, yeah, it's the writer, not the character, that you got to focus on. Well, the reason why they told Nick off cameras because they're trying to save the big reveal for Thursday. So, so I guess when Adam finds out, that'll be the shock. That could easily be true, but Victor is actually going to need proof. He's going to need proof that he didn't kill a guy. Adam did, or Hope did. Once again, the writers don't care about black characters. So Hamilton Winters became Dark Horse. So that set is gone. They don't even talk about it anymore. So when you think about the sets, they have limited space, so they have limited sets. We don't see GCAC anymore, is because clearly they got rid of that set in exchange for Society. So, you know, the only way we'll get them writing for black characters is if we keep complaining and just putting it out there and embarrassing them at the horrible job that they're doing at black characters. And maybe, either the writer or the people in the producers will say, we can't get this bad rap not writing for black characters. When we see the flashback episodes, we know that, there was a time when all soaps wrote and they had major black characters. All the ones I watched, I should say, because I haven't seen all soaps. But now, we're back to being tokens. Well, we're not talking about Days of Charlene. We're not talking about Days of Our Lives yet. We got 5 more minutes for Young and Restless. If y'all have any more Young and Restless questions, and then after that, we got what you call it, General Hospital's next. Not General Hospital. Bold and Beautiful is next. Days of Our Lives is last because that's usually one where we are a little bit longer with. So we usually go from the worst soap to the best soap at the end. That way we have most of the soap fam in the room by the time we get to the best soap. Well, Lily and Devon, what do you mean? They don't write for black characters. Devon has had everyone in his storyline but him. Chance ran around looking for his money. Chance went after Colin while Devon stayed behind. It wasn't really Devon that found out information on Amanda. It was Victor giving Devon a folder on Amanda. They haven't been writing for Devon's ever since the writers changed. And then when it comes to Lily, Lily is only back temporarily. She hasn't rejoined the cast. She doesn't have a contract. So Lily has a short-term storyline unless they decide to keep her down the road. And right now her whole storyline is Billy. But they haven't started a romance yet because she won't be there that long. So, and we always call them the help because a lot of black characters have storylines where they're just simply helping other characters rather than having storylines of their own. I think that the Grand Phoenix Hotel was just it was a good idea because we like, corporations and power plays. But the way this one was written, you dragging out the Phyllis plot for, letting weeks go by after Abby switched out the flash drive. They started on again, off again romances with pairing Phyllis up with Adam, didn't work. Paired up with Chance, didn't work. Which is something they could have continued if they really wanted to do a hotel. What we wanted was Dominique Devereaux versus Alexis, fighting over a hotel. We wanted some real juicy stuff. But what we got was boring. Even the hostage situation wasn't well done. Well, Devon and Lily are brother and sister, and they're barely in scenes together. Lily has basically been in scenes for the most part with Billy and uh, Jill. So they're not even showing them as brothers and sisters. They could have gave them some brother and sister time instead of Tracy having an off-camera spa day nobody got to see. I agree. I think that if they really wanted to write for them now, here's the problem with Theo, um, Lola, Summer, and Kyle. Um, Something happened behind the scenes. Something had to happen. I don't know if it was sexual harassment. I don't know if people just stopped liking each other. I don't know if people had sex and then they're like, we can't be around each other anymore. That's happened on my set before. Actors hooked up and then they didn't want to be in the same scenes anymore. But I'm not saying any of that is true. But we went from Kyle being all into Lola to one day you blinked and he was just summer, 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 summer. They got that divorce um, moving. Summer and Kyle thrown together as fast as possible. They stopped giving Lola scenes. Even her and Theo haven't had that many scenes together. And now she's off in Miami somewhere. And Theo is by himself. So something had to happen to make the writers and the producers say, we need to break up Kyle and Lola ASAP and, switch these couples around and keep the storyline moving. I do think that Summer and Kyle are the better couple because Kyle and Lola had nothing in common. They didn't really agree on having the same lifestyle, and they just didn't. It was like putting a square peg in a round hole. They just didn't fit together. I think people like Lola because she's just a nice character, and they want her as a nice character to be happy. They don't even care if Kyle is screwing Summer, and kissing her and laying together with her, in that restaurant uh, for Lola and Theo to see and all that kind of stuff. He's treating her like garbage, and people still want them to get back together, just because she's a nice person. Why would you want somebody who's a nice person to be with someone who treated them like garbage and they don't even have the same lifestyles? Kyle is a baller, and Lola is, I don't want to ball until it's my money. She wants to be on a budget. And Summer's like, I'll ball with you. This is how we grew up. Let us roll. In the same way, Summer and Kyle said, okay, we're going to team up. We're going to take down Theo. That's what make Summer and Kyle a better couple than Lola and Theo, is because they work together. When Theo needed help, Lola gave him a pep talk and went back to cooking. When Kyle needed help, Summer went down there to try to get Lola to work on Theo. so Summer is my girl. If I had to choose between Summer and Lola, I would pick Summer all day long because that's the ride or die chick that's going to be there, lie, cheat, manipulate, do whatever she got to do to make sure that we good. I want her. Lola can be our chef, and that's truth. So I missed a few questions because I fell into a little rant. but we won't know until Thursday what happened to AJ. Let me see. We talked about all this stuff already. Well, I actually think that the problem isn't Devon and Elena because in real life they're dating. You know, they're a couple for real. They have chemistry. Look at their Instagram. Look at their Twitter. You know, they're all hugged up and happy. They're just not putting that on the show. So it's not Devon and Elena the problem. The problem is the writers. If they had written Devon and Elena correctly, you would have been sitting there torn over whether Devon should be with Elena or Amanda. If they wrote it correct, if I wrote it, you would have been sitting there like, oh no, I don't know who he should be with. They wrote it half-ass, point blank period. The ratings show, I'm telling the truth. Kern, that is a very interesting theory. That would, if you're on the right track, that would really uh, be a lot. So I would actually like to see that storyline because I think that he can play that out correctly. Although I don't know about the writer. So Janice is agreeing with me. But yeah, Karen, that would be a good twist. It definitely would have been a twist that made Nikki go, "Oh, I didn't see that coming." Thank you, Chanela. I agree. Summer will get the job done. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, Abby should be actually. Abby slept with Summer, man. So Summer should always be in Abby's grill. Yeah, that's why, Karen. That's why I said it's some behind the scenes stuff that happened that made them go, "We got to flip this immediately." It was too fast. It was just too. It happened too fast. There's definitely I believe there's definitely some behind the scenes stuff. Now we can also I'll still finish off the Young the Restless, but we're actually on Bold and Beautiful now. We're like six minutes too deep in Young the Restless. So thank you everyone. General Hospital is going to be after Bold and Beautiful, which we're going to do now. Now Bold and Beautiful may go by fast because they only deal with two storylines at a time. I don't know how happy this will make some of you, but they clearly gave Liam, Hope, Thomas, um, Douglas, and a little bit some Steffi a break because they've been nonstop, except for her maternity leave, for like 2 years straight. But one of them is coming back on Thursday. So if you were missing him, Liam makes his first appearance since getting that break on Thursday. He's going to visit Steffi. And I saw someone in the comments when I read that he was going to be talking to Steffi on Thursday. Like, won't they get Steffi a new man? Give him somebody else to talk to. You know, he's supposed to be happy with Hope and Douglas and Beth, and giving Steffi a break or something. So some fans were upset that Liam first seen is him seeing Steffi again. We know what that always leads to. Although I really want Steffi to burn that picture. I want her to just throw it in a fireplace and let that be done with. they've been having Elena kind of sort of maybe will they with Nate for like a year and a half. So they don't know what they want to do with Elena or even Nate. That storyline of him being with Abby was stupid. I don't know if she'll lose her memory. I almost feel like they're wrapping this storyline up. Um, I almost feel like they're wrapping the storyline up. I don't know if they're going to kidnap her, hold her prisoner. I don't know how this story is going to go, but I hope it doesn't lead to Sally getting locked up when she didn't do it. Well, right now, Brooke isn't really getting her way. Ridge still wants Shauna, and because Denise Richards was doing a movie and a TV show pilot, they let Shauna stay in Vegas so that Denise Richards can do that in Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, all the things other jobs she has. So if she didn't have those jobs, we probably would have had her and Ridge get married and keep the story moving. Instead, we got him with the memory block of not knowing what he did in Vegas, which is probably Murrier, and they'll get back to it probably after this Corona stuff is over. Hey, Cynthia. Well, I started watching Bold and Beautiful when One Life to Live and All My Children got canceled. I needed new hopes. Agreed. But Maeve Ashley isn't a full time character either. You know, she's reoccurring, so so basically we know Nell is her daughter. The only question is Willow her twin? But we'll get that when we start talking about General Hospital. So we'll get back to Bold and Beautiful. I don't understand why uh, these women can't get enough of Liam because he looked like he would be the lamest lay ever. That he looked like he would be just lazy in bed. He'd look like he'd be either lazy in bed or too much. Like, too much. What do you guys think? Do you think Liam's bedroom skills is what has Steffi and Hope coming back for more over and over again? Or do you think that I mean, I don't know what it is. It's not he's the best looking one on the show, so he's not ugly, but you know what I'm saying. What's up with that? I agree. That's why I said the painting's gotta burn. They need to cut it up. She needs to punch a hole in it. She done that a long time ago. And if a new man comes in and sees him over the fireplace, you know, that's like Eric getting remarried with Quinn Payton still on the wall. It's just not right. Shauna is on vacation. She's on her break so that she can do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so she can do her movie with the lady that played Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. It starts with an S. I can't remember her name, but I'm sure y'all know in the comment section. But yeah, I can't remember her name. But she played Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. She was a Bond girl. Seymour, Jane Seymour. I had to work through my memories. Jane Seymour, but she did a movie with Jane Seymour, and she did a television pilot that may have gotten picked up. So Denise Richards is actually a pretty busy actress. They really need to recast Shauna because she don't have time to really give that role the attention it needs. Like I said, Shauna's on break, so um, So when she comes back, she'll probably, be able to get Ridge from Brooke, but Ridge and Brooke don't have chemistry. Thornton K and Kathy Kelly Line, they look like friends. They don't look like they're deeply in love with each other and been through all this history and whatnot. So, mm-mm. Well, I thought that Quinn actually get hooked on him when they were Adam and Eve? Didn't she like him? You know, I can't remember if they had sex though, or maybe that happened before I watched the show. If you're talking about Steffi, Jacqueline is beautiful. She should really be beating men off with the stick. Hell, Bill should have been sniffing around again by now. Which the actor Don Diamond, he said that he would love a return for Bill and Steffi, finish what they started. Because they did the scene where she went to get the paternity test and Bill was there. She caught him. The doctor gone for a long time. And so we all believe, most of us believe, that Kelly is actually Bill's daughter and not Liam's. And that Bill felt guilty about sleeping with Steffi. So he let Liam think he was the father. I think that's what's going to happen. But when they get around to it, who the hell knows? A lot of other people that want Hope and Liam to be happy, they don't want a soap twist, which is the whole point of watching a soap opera. Is not to watch people being happy and joyful. It's to watch people do things that are out of the ordinary. If you want to see happy and joyful, watch the Hallmark Channel. You want to see a soap opera, let's get them multiple personalities going, and we need Marlena kidnapped ASAP. Wyatt is horrible. I used to like Wyatt. Now he makes me sick. But Barbara doesn't like Quinn, and Quinn is my favorite character on Bold and Beautiful. I liked her on Bold and Beautiful. I liked her on Melrose Place. I liked her on Lovin'. I liked her on General Hospital. So, so that actress is somebody who I followed around just like I used to follow around Robin Matheson. When she went from General Hospital to Santa Barbara to All My Children. She was one of those actresses that I would just, oh, you on there? Okay, I guess I gotta start watching this one now. I don't think they're gonna get rid of Flo. Flo is a favorite character of the writer. Brad Bell loves Flo. Brad Bell loves Shauna. He's went on record and said it. So I don't think he's going to kill off a character he loves. I think she would have to want to leave the show for them to even consider it. We will start General Hospital at 12:40. So, I don't know who Thornton is married to. So, well, you do realize that Bill is Liam's father, which means there's a chance his kids are going to look like they got the same genes. So that means nothing. And once again, it's a soap opera. There are no rules. They will retcon anything in a minute. Billy is dating Victoria when Victoria was older. She was a grown-ass woman. Billy was in Jill's stomach, which we saw in the flashback, And guess what? They've been married and had kids. So yes, when people try to hold on to rules that work, Vicky gave birth in Eterna. So come on now. People have multiple personalities. People get away with horrible crimes. Quinn should be like locked up for life for most of the stuff that she's done, and she's sitting up in a mansion. So when it comes to soap operas, there are no such thing as having rules. None. If one writer comes in and says, you know what, I think that Kelly should be revealed to be Bills because we need a big twist, the ratings are going down, we need to shock people, that's when it will happen. Thank you, Linda. I love Quinn. I especially love Quinn watching Brooke twist in the wind at that party. Quinn was the highlight of the episode, making all those faces with Brooke looking stupid and crying. Oh, man. She was like the audience watching the scene. Loved it. Loved it. Of course, Thomas is coming back. I said a little earlier, they all are on vacation, but when Thomas comes back, we don't know if he got a chance to film. Like Liam just is coming back this Thursday. We don't know if he got a chance to film before they run out of episodes. But Thomas is definitely coming back. But we needed a break from Thomas. I don't know. I mean, Quinn is still married to Eric, so unless Eric tries to divorce Quinn, why would she try to take a company that her husband already owns? She doesn't need to. Yes, Quinn has done so much. Just like if you remember David Hayward from All My Children, yeah, he poisoned a whole boat full of people and they kept it going. It was just another day in the neighborhood. They don't care about black people. Zoe has returned and Carter is nowhere to be found. But if somebody needs a lawyer or a wedding, Carter will reappear. He's the help. Once again, it has nothing to do with genetics. Nothing. Anything that happens is the whim of the writer. Those kids change out like underwear. It does not matter. That kid, I was blonde. Look at this hair. You see this hair? I've got black hair and some gray. But when I was a kid, I was blonde. I've already said my piece. When they make Bill Kelly's daddy, you just have to be mad. You'll be a part of the people being mad saying, that doesn't make sense. And I'll be like, finally, they did it. Okay. Thank you, Bridget Epps. Because I was thinking, did he marry Kendall? Because they had so much chemistry. But I would love to see. I loved Marty Saybrook. Thank goodness they never put her with Todd, even though I was so torn because they had so much chemistry. But then I was like, he raped her. So yeah. But the actress that played Marty Saybrook, can't remember her name. I want to say Susan, but I can't remember her name for real. But beautiful, really good actress. She would be a great Shauna. However, sometimes it really kills a marriage to be working with your husband. It might hurt the marriage. They might be divorced by it's over. I 100% believe people have been arguing with me ever since it happened. The very last frame that they showed in that Bold and Beautiful episode was Ridge and Shauna kissing in front of a wedding chapel. Ridge cannot remember what happened because he was drunk. What was the point of sending Ridge to Vegas if it wasn't to get married? Now, Ridge has the divorce papers. The divorce papers are signed. I could see him sending the papers to Carter or something like, hey, divorce her. After the kiss, he may have like told Carter, file these papers. And then we won't know until afterwards when they explain how he's not a bigamist. Then they'll say, well, he sent the paper to Carter's. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. We're not on Days of Our Lives yet. But hey, we're moving on to, I'll take the last bold and beautiful stuff, but we should be moving on to General Hospital, which a lot of people have been waiting for General Hospital. But I'll take bold and beautiful questions and General Hospital questions as we transition. I agree. We had way too much Logan stuff. And I like the fact that Quinn was able to get away with a lot of things she did. I'm glad that Eric wasn't mad at Quinn the way people were writing, like other people were writing things like it's the end of the marriage, he's about to marry Brooke, all that clickbait stuff. I didn't see any of that. I saw the spoiler that said Eric confronts Quinn. I saw the picture and also saw the picture where he's talking to Brooke. When we actually got to see the scene, he actually said, Brooke, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did this. It wasn't, oh, Brooke, you've been hurt. Let me give you a hug. That wasn't the situation. But that's what happened with a lot of people that do these soap spoilers. They see the same spoilers I see, but they start speculating and running with it to get the best clickbait title. And then people, they will go on ahead and they won't even read the article. They'll just see the title that says, Quinn divorced, Brooke is the forced or matriarch. And they'll believe it. They'll just believe that's going to happen. If they click on the article, it says, Quinn might get divorced. Brooke will probably become the matriarch. Then you start reading the language and like clearly they don't know what's going to happen. They're just speculating, but most people just jump on a headline. And if you go on YouTube and put in soaps and look at some of the crazy things that people predicted and never happened, they predicted Brooke was going to kill Thomas. There's going to be this big murder mystery. We saw what happened. We remember all the times when they said Brooke was going to get shot on the cliff, and then Thomas was getting pushed off of it and died, or that Thomas was going to be the one to get shot. I saw all of those running theories, and none of that happened. He did fall. He didn't die. And nobody got shot. There wasn't even a gun. Yes, we needed a break from Thomas and Hope. But now that Liam's back, we know Hope ain't far behind. I think they're going to do all sorts of stuff right now. If you go on Twitter, there are different polls asking people what kind of shows do they want to see. They're trying to figure out now. They're really asking. CBS is asking people what you want to see in these flashbacks. We're about to run out of episodes, and so if you're lucky enough to, do any of those polls, you can add bloopers. Okay, very understandable, Melissa. We just appreciate you coming on, even if it was for a little bit. Yeah, Quinn is as bad as Ava. Look, how many people did Ava kill already and got away with it? So, but I love Ava. I love Quinn. I love a good villainess. The shows need villains. That's why the Bold and Beautiful needs Bill. That's why Bold and Beautiful need Quinn. Hell, I consider Flo a villain at this point. No, no. What I would probably do is pair them up with other people because in real life, I've had um, issues with people that are married or their boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they bring their marital issues or their relationship issues in to the production. So my first thing would be to pair them with other people or just see how they are with each other, if they're professional, or if pairing them up with other people will cause issues within the marriage too. Jealous because she kissed him or whatever. So, you really got to just know your actors and what they can handle and what they can't handle. So, having dealt with this in real life, I also know that if you lose one, you lose both a lot of times. Like one time I fired the wife and the husband was like, who was so much better than the wife. And the husband came to me like maybe a week or two later, was like, every time I come to rehearsal or to film, I go back home and my wife is just terrorizing me. So I have to quit the production because I still got to live with her. That is the only thing you got to worry about when you deal with people that are married or together. Imagine all my children, Edmund and Maria, married in real life, got divorced. Imagine if they got divorced while they were on the show. So it could cause issues behind the scenes. Yeah, yeah, blonde. Then my hair changed colors. The gift of being black folk. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, please hit the like button. Uh, I love Marcy Walker, but she looked like she'd been out of the game for a while. She don't look like I remember her. She's just average now. She's not Liza Kobe no more, or Eden. Can't remember Eden's last name on Santa Barbara, but I don't really feel her bringing the sex appeal of Shauna at this point, unless I miss some pictures. I just recently watched Santa Barbara. Where are they now? And oh yeah, and he's the host of Entertainment Tonight, one of the hosts. So he was a guest, celebrity guest, who got punked by Catherine Kelly Langsbrook. So, but I think I've said this before in other videos that the way people talk to the help, and I mean like customer service workers, can change my entire idea of how I think of you or how I think of a character. Because I've actually been on dates, and just the way you spoke to the waiter, the waitress, I'm like, oh, listen, I'm not even saying dick at you. I'm done with you. I know TMI, but I left the table knowing we went our separate ways, never to meet again. Hey, Felicia, Bobby. I already told that story, and they got divorced. Thank you, Georgine. And you're welcome to start throwing General Hospitals, Nina's Kid, all that kind of stuff. We are definitely on General Hospital now so that we can move on to Days of Our Lives. There we go. Sam, I think there's a petition online saying free Kelly Monaco because Kelly is miserable. There was like maybe 3 weeks where she looked like she was bouncing, or 2 weeks where she looked like she was bouncing back and felt like she wanted to be Sam again and be on the show. But no. Mm-mm. Kelly is miserable. She hates the scripts. She hates the actors. She hates the scenes. She looks like she hates the show. Free Kelly Monaco. Well, we'll see. There's so many theories, and we will learn the truth soon because Nell was always supposed to be Nina's real daughter. I read about that 2 days ago that they always planned on Nell being a daughter. That's why Nell became Charlotte's nanny. They were getting ready for the reveal, and then Chloe Laner won her Emmy and said, deuces. So then that's when they created Willow, because remember, there was no Willow. So that's when they created Willow to take Nell's place as Nina's daughter. When Chloe came back, she's still not on contract, but when she came back to do, because she realized winning an Emmy doesn't mean that you're suddenly going to get all these role offers. So she came back to one like General Hospital, and they went back and started doing the original storyline when Nell is Nina's daughter. And it actually makes more sense that Nell is Nina's daughter. She actually, the mental issues, the way she came in, the way she's been screwed over, she would be perfect as Nina's daughter. It would give Nina so much more storylines to do to deal with the daughter, just like Bobby had to do with Carly. Trying to work through that. They've already started putting Nell and Valentine together, not liking each other, which means she'll probably sleep with them. And it'll be the Bobby, Carly, I forgot his name, Tony. It'd be Bobby, Carly, and Tony all over again. So Nell was always supposed to be Nina's daughter. Now, whether or not they make Willow her twin is the other running theory. And if Willow is, and remember, that's why they had Willow hating Nina, because they had to revamp that up. Now, Willow don't hate Nina. And if you're looking for a happy mother-daughter pairing, you've got Anna and Robin. They're a happy mother-daughter pairing. There you go. If you want some drama and them acting like this is actually a soap opera, it's now. They dropped the whole Sasha looking like family. They dropped it. So they were going everywhere with that storyline. It looked like at one point Sasha was going to turn out to be her real daughter after all. So that storyline's been all over the place. I don't look at it from the storyline point of view. I'm looking at it from the writing point of view and what's going on behind the scenes. That is what I'm looking at. Other people are looking at what they hope will happen or what they think would work. I'm a writer, so I'm looking from a writer's point of view of how these characters are being written. I'm a director, so I'm looking at the director's point of view of how these scenes are being shot. See you Wednesday, Melissa. Have a good one. Hope things go well with the birthday Skype call. Hey, hey. Okay. Okay, so let me play a little catch up, a little behind in the comments. See, when I put your comments on the screen, hey, When I put your comments on the screen, it slows things way down versus just going down a list. So let me pull out all of the. Okay. I don't think I know who Kane is, but thank you, Monique. Okay. Okay. She did a vanity on me. I love me some Vanity. Denise Vanity Williams. May she rest in peace. Vanity was like my childhood crush. Still got a poster. But I say to say she became a minister. My thing is, when they found out it was Peter the whole time, how are they going to figure out a way to get him out of everything so that he can continue on the show? Same here. That's a rumor. I think it's stupid. If they do have Sasha and Chase sleep, I didn't read that they actually sleep together. I read that they pretend to sleep together. This is rumors that they pretend to sleep together to convince Willow to marry Michael. And none of this makes sense. First off, Chase just got to say, if you want to marry Michael, I understand. I know it's not real. But the whole storyline itself makes no sense because any good lawyer will say, yesterday you were dating Sasha and Willow was dating Chase. Now all of a sudden y'all are married when it comes time to come to court. So y'all fell in love in one day. What's going on? I think Charlotte is long overdue for a spanking. I know people don't always do spankings, but when you start putting snakes and pulling out people's chairs, yeah, I think you need a good old fashioned spanking. Then you get put in timeout. I agree. Kelly looks miserable. She looked like she don't want to be there. I think they don't want to write for somebody who doesn't want to be there. That's what I honestly think. Well, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I was saying that Nina's going to find out that Nell is her daughter before she is supposed to testify. And then instead of throwing Nell under the bus, Nina is going to want to protect her. And I would love for Nell and Nina to be a team, for Nell to actually hopefully not burn Nina. Give them a chance to be mother and daughter. Give Nell something to do other than be evil. You know, add some real emotions in there. That's a theory. We'll see. So I already answered that. Answered that. Let's see. Mhm. Thank you. I think Nell would bring the most storylines at this point. True. Yeah, there's a lot of people that think that Nina and Willow are twins, and that um, Willow, that Nina actually has Willow's half of the necklace. that is not a mother and daughter necklace, that they're they're twins, separated. And that's the meaning of the necklace. So I think that Nina and Willow are both her daughters. And that's been the working theory for a lot of fans, is the best of both worlds. And, you get a situation where you have like on One Life to Live, where they had Jessica and Natalie, fraternal twins, that, you know, works out. It works out. You get Natalie, the little screwed up twin, and then you get Jessica, who's half of the time she's a good girl, the other half of the time she's Tess. I agree, Maureen. And Patricia, Cyrus, rumor is Cyrus is definitely about to get killed off for May sweeps. So I don't think Cyrus will be the Carlo Hesser, the Phoenix from Days of Our Lives, the any like major character like that. Billy Clyde Tuggle. I think Cyrus is a one and done villain. She's been acting like Anna. Remember, we're all working theories. Charlotte needs some real discipline. Like my mother, when she was alive, she was the mother that my aunts would send their kids to straighten them out. One weekend with my mother, they go back acting like little angels until their parents do the same things they were doing, and they gotta come back and my mother straighten them out again until all their parents have to do is say, "Do you want me to send you over to your aunt house?" And they go, "No," and then they act right. So yeah, old school discipline works as long as you don't be abusive with it. So no, we got two possibilities. We either got Nell's the daughter, Willow's the daughter, or Nell and Willow are both the daughter. We don't need no new people in the storyline to drag it out to introduce somebody new. No, thank you. So, hello, thank you for joining us. Yes, I do remember the Kate Connie story. It came out of the blue. I enjoyed it, but her having both personality just came out of nowhere. It was just like, we're doing this today. You're way on the wrong story. We started with Young and Restless back at 12 o'clock. So we're now on General Hospital, but we're transitioning over to Days of Our Lives. So I'm taking the last General Hospital questions as well as, Days of Our Lives questions or comments. Yeah, I think that she does have consistent parenting, but they have two different styles. I think Lulu and Valentine are constantly trying to kiss her butt so that they can seem like the better parent and the one that she wants. When instead of, kissing up to a little girl, they need to be setting her straight. I agree, but I just don't think that they need to marry for that drama to happen. I don't know. Rex doesn't come till April 30th, so I don't know. If Hayden was coming back, she would have came back for the birthday party. Instead, we got a flashback. I have no idea why they let Rebecca go and why they haven't brought her back. I almost feel like there's something between Finola Hughes and Rebecca Buddick because, when Rebecca came back to the show, Finola Hughes left for 6 months or maybe a little longer. And then when Finola Hughes came back, they quickly got rid of Rebecca. So it could be a coincidence or it could be some behind the scenes drama. But Rebecca clearly, based on Instagram, um, did not want to leave. So it wasn't her decision. Maybe Finola put her foot down. You either got me or her. I'm just guessing. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully not. If Anthony Geary is sick, he's been sick for a long time. In them last days that he was on General Hospital, he looked like death warmed over. So he needs to relax, stay in retirement, and enjoy his life versus the stress of the production. So we got 30, 40 years of Luke. I mean, I think he's put in his time. You mean Billy? No. Kelly Monaco got upset at the way Billy Miller got fired when they were dating. So Billy Miller, Kelly Monaco, even though they never fessed up to it based on their pictures, they were dating. And when he left and she was crying them crocodile tears, it was the last time you saw Kelly give AF about General Hospital. She even made a Twitter post she pulled down. I can't remember what it said, but she was not happy about Billy leaving. She said it was more to the story. But I think they probably pulled up her contract and told her to shut up. I understand why she's involved with Wiley, but I don't think it's therapeutic. I don't think it's good for the character to develop this obsession over a baby that's not hers, um, to the point where she's ready to marry Michael. Um, I don't see it. She's gonna stab him. I don't think Nell only cares for the baby as a weapon. I think that Nell loves the baby. She hates Michael more than she loves the baby. She hates Carly more than she loves the baby. But I think that there is a part of her that wants her kid. She had her vision board, and her vision board included her child. She wanted to run away with her child and live her life. I doubt it because Lulu doesn't really parent Charlotte. No, no, right. He'll be Jake. He comes back Friday, 24th. So he'll be Jake. He'll look like Stefan, and they'll figure out he's Stefan later on down the line. I mentioned the spoiler months and months and months ago that Stefan would come back with no memory. So he thinks he's Jake. I don't know who his helper is because they've stretched the storyline out, and General Hospital is very stingy with the spoilers. I have no idea what you're referencing. Yeah, I think she does that on Thursday. Well, from what I read, Finola wasn't doing another project. Her reason for leaving is because she had a sick family member she was taking care of. And that's what I read. I read that she had a sick family member she was taking care of, and she was honestly thinking about retiring. So that was before she came back. That was the word on the street because I forgot her return date. She actually had two return dates that she didn't return on. So she didn't come back to that third return date because I kept saying, Finola Hughes, it says, she's returning on such and such a date. And then it didn't happen. And then they gave us a new date for her. And this is coming straight from ABC for her to return. She still didn't return. The reason was she has a sick family member she's taking care of. And then she finally returned. And all of a sudden, in a storyline where her and Rebecca should be in a triangle with Finn, Rebecca's gone. And it didn't make any sense. That's why I said I think it's some behind the scenes stuff. Is because they gave Rebecca a new apartment. She was starting her new life. And then all of a sudden, two scenes later, she's gone. So why go through the trouble of her getting a whole new apartment, a whole new set? She took over somebody's apartment. I can't remember who, but they both left the show. And it didn't make any sense. I don't think they'll go there with Robert and Olivia. I think they're testing out Robert and Obrecht. But Robert and Olivia, that age difference is severe.